good, y'all? We're back at it again with another YouTube video. Well, hello there. How y'all doing today? My name is Talia, and I make some videos on YouTube to remember some stuffs, and what else do I do? To encourage you and some other stuffs. I actually think I'm too tall for this, even though I'm 5'2". We're just gonna hop right into it because, why delay? Okay, here's a disclaimer. There's hella heads at my house because I have 3,000 family members, and they're all downstairs. So if you hear some kids, some adults, act like you don't hear it, okay? Let's get on to the video. By the way, I'm a senior. I forgot to say that, but yeah, so this is kind of just like the stuff I learned over the years and stuff. Alright, but for real, we're going to be talking about how to combat school stress. There are 3 things. I think I'm going to just keep it going with the 3 things theme here because it helps me stay organized. This is something that has really been prevalent within the last couple months, especially in the new year when it started and stuff. I always feel extremely motivated, more than usual, to get very organized and really like get my stuff together. I feel like I'm too close to the camera right now. The first thing is use your schedule, planner, or calendar. Alright, so let's talk about basically organization. I'm gonna give you the key to life right now. It is a bullet journal, okay? Wow. So yeah, it's basically this thing that you just be extra with. I knew about bullet journaling for a while before 2019 started, but it always just seemed very like extra and daunting and just like too much to do. Like I was like, I don't have time for that. Then I kept getting like more and more pins coming up on my Pinterest. Yes, I'm a nerd. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it and see how I like it. And it turns out it's a good time. It took so many hours to do. I'm so extra with it. I haven't finished a lot of like the main stuff, but it's so beautiful. I did this cool thing for my video journal. I hope you can't see that. Don't zoom in. To help me like remember what days I should film and edit and all that. So basically a bullet journal is to keep you organized with what you're doing this day, that day, the other day, and get all of your events and your tasks and all that. Just get it all organized so that you could check it off and you can be happy. It's March and I'm like still going strong on it. I really feel as though I can't live without a bullet journal at this point because it makes me feel so organized and like I get everything I need to get done. It's like impossible to forget stuff when you have a bullet journal. It's ridiculous. And I just love it so much. I'm gonna do a separate video on this just because I really think that bullet journaling or journaling, like daily journaling and stuff like that, is really helpful for your personal growth. You would definitely see a change in yourself. I also used to use a planner, like a year planner that my sister got me, and it was so cute and aesthetic. And I just laid it out on my desk because like on my desk I have my bullet journal out set to that week. So it's just sitting like this on my desk. So every time I pass by I'll be like, okay, what do I need to do today? I'll check that off, like stuff like that. Just so you could keep like remembering what you need to do. You could have like weekly habits and stuff. The stuff you need to get done like every day and stuff like that, just so you don't forget to stay organized and on top of your habits, good habits that is, and to get rid of bad habits and start good ones. So I used to use a planner, but I switched over to a bullet journal because I thought it was more artistic and that I enjoyed like making it myself, and I really do. However, I feel as though like I'm still getting used to like making my own spreads, figuring out what's best for me, but I think I'm figuring out what I like more and what kind of spreads work for me throughout my week. Another thing I use is literally a note on my phone, and it literally is called homework, and it has like 2 fire emojis next to it. I have a block schedule and it's separated into A and B days, so it helps me stay organized with what I need to get done for whatever classes and stuff like that. And I have a bunch of like quotes that will help me, like if I'm having a hard day or like something's getting on my nerves, then I'll just like look at these quotes and they all make me laugh. So but yeah, we're lit. So pick whatever one you think will work for you, whether it's the note on your phone, which I feel like I still use that as well as my other things, but the note on my phone is more for homework, and I like update it throughout the day. As I finish my class, I'll be like, okay, I need to get this done, you know, I'll put the test date on there and stuff like that. You having like a calendar or a bullet journal or something that you could see more of like a widespread or an overview of like the month or the week, because this is what you need to write in there. You're testing your quiz dates, your due homework assignments or projects, important school days. I don't know if you're like having a trip or something. Just having all of those things on here, you can look at the whole month and just be like, okay, I can't go out that day because I need to study for this and all that stuff. If you have all of those things organized, it's gonna make you feel more at ease because you're not worried about, okay, what's on this day? I don't know if I'm available this day and stuff like that. Schedule work, events, Bible study, or anything that's going to take time out of your day. If you do this, then you know, okay, I'm not able to go out this day. It's going to help you stay organized with what you can do that day and help you prioritize what needs to get done. I'm going to talk more about this later, but also if you set a time and a date to study for a test, like pretend the test is on Friday and you know you can't study on Wednesday or Monday. You'll be like, okay, well now I have Tuesday and Thursday to really study. So if you need 2 hours each day, make sure you put those times in your planner or whatever, and make sure that you keep consistent and you don't try to move those times around, because you know, okay, I really can't do it these 2 days. So if I miss those other 2 days that I already planned out, then it's really gonna mess me up for this test. Another great use of, scheduling or planning out is if you make a checklist for tomorrow tonight. If you mentally prepare yourself for the next day, like think about, okay, these are the classes I have, this is what I need to do tomorrow. If you think about that the night before, then when you're going into it and knowing what classes you're gonna have to take and what homework needs to be done, what tests you have that day, you're gonna go in with a better mindset and you're gonna know you can do well. I feel like if you're not thinking about what you have the next day, it makes me personally feel like poop. I don't know what's going on, like stressed out. But if you think about what's going on the next day and mentally prepare for it, I really think that it makes a difference. And it's also going to increase your productivity. So for example, I have Bible school on Mondays, so I know that on those days, like once it's 6:30, I'm basically at school until 8:30, and then I usually get home around 9 or later, so I know I'm not gonna have time really to do anything besides chill and maybe eat. I know that when I get home from school, I'm gonna have this amount of time, or if I have to even stay after, I might not even have time. So I know that I need to get that stuff done over the weekend or the week before. I'm telling you, if you plan your day out and know what you're doing ahead of time, it's gonna make your day so much more productive, so much easier to go through, because you're not like, bro, I really got to do this, like I got to do this now. Of course you can't plan out every single hour because things pop up, but if you know like kind of an overview of what you have to do that day or that week, then you could set aside time for those things. So there is going to be a drastic change if you get a planner or calendar, one of those desk calendars that are really big, maybe a small wall one. You could get like a dry erase board one. Bro, just please do it because it makes a difference. Alright, so the second thing is study. Bruh, just study for the dang test. I feel like I'm always complaining that I have a test or something, but if you study and if you set aside time and don't wait till the last minute, then you're not gonna have a bad feeling about the test, because you set aside time and you took time out of your day specifically to study for that test. As I was saying before, definitely schedule out that time. If you need to study at 8 o'clock on Tuesday and your friend say, yo, you trying to go out to eat? No. Be like, bruh, I gotta study. And it's gonna be like that sometimes, and that's just how it is. Like, you have to take control of your own life in your own time. That's just the fact of the matter. And by scheduling, it's gonna help you not wait till the last minute, like I was saying before, because when you wait till the last minute, you really feel overwhelmed and stressed. And you've been there before, because I have been there. We all have been there, alright? So don't wait till the last minute, because another important thing to do while you're studying is to put away your phone. Put it on do not disturb, put it to the side, put it under your pillow, like whatever you need to do, but definitely put it away. You don't want to be like scrolling through Instagram while you thinking about this test tomorrow, like, bro, I'm really stressing, but yeah, that's a cute pic. Yeah. You know you don't have time to be wasting that day. If you wanted to go out with Sally that night, but she couldn't go out with you because you said that you needed to study, then you're really gonna regret this. No, but for real, if you set out that time to study during that time, and you're gonna have more time to do other things. If you just, boom, this is the time I'm gonna study, alright, done. If you're playing around on your phone and stuff, you're not being as productive, and you're not learning as efficiently because your mind is preoccupied on other things instead of just sitting down and studying one thing and focusing on one thing. Find what works for you. So whether this is Quizlet, whether it's note cards, whether it's notes on your phone or on your computer, Google Docs, or it's written notes. Find what works for you and keep to that. For me personally, I like to have all my notes online because that means I can study while I'm in the car, while I'm on the bus, study wherever I'm at, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, I need to bring my notes with me and I need to take pictures of these notes. Like, it keeps everything organized. So it really just depends on what classes you have, how you take notes in those classes, and if you can transcribe those onto like a Google Doc or something so it can make it easier for you. Yeah, figure out what it is that helps you study best and stick to that. Something that works for me a lot is repetition. So if I hear the same question over and over and I have to explain it to you over and over, it's gonna help me remember what it is. That's kind of just like if you have to type something and then you write it, or if you write it then type it, then that's also gonna help you. Some studying is better than no studying. So pretend you did wait till the last minute, because it happens to the best of us, and you're like, bro, this test is tomorrow, I don't even have time to study, like I'm already tired. At least read over all of your notes, look at that Quizlet that your friend made, look at those questions that you didn't get to look at, just read them over once, boom, and then as you go to sleep, all of those things that you just learned before you went to sleep, they're all going to find their correct compartment in your brain, and it's going to help you retain the information, which is way better than you just looking at it before the test and being like, well, it's gonna make you feel more productive than not doing any studying at all. Studies show that you should take a break every 50 minutes no matter what you're doing. So even if you're writing that essay and it's just going, and you're just like, wow, this is a good time. Like, it doesn't matter if you're going on your 8th paragraph, 10th page. Nope, you need to stop and you need to get up, take a break, stretch, drink some water, take a jog, take a walk, go outside for a second. Whatever you need to do to take your mind off of that for a second, so that when you come back you can feel refreshed and renewed and you could keep typing and getting lit. So yeah, whatever you're doing, definitely take that break at 50 minutes. Set your set your timer on your phone so that set your timer on your phone for 50 minutes, and as soon as that alarm goes off, hit some push-ups, you know, get crazy in here, do some squats. But yeah, it's really important to get the most effective work out of yourself. So I have been in school for 13 years now, and another thing that I have learned is that if you don't ask the questions, then you're really just cheating yourself out. If you don't know what you're doing in your math class and you're not asking the question, then you're cheating yourself out and you're cheating out the other people that are in that class. Because I'm telling you, if you have that question, you're not the only one and no one else is gonna speak up. I know this to be a fact because the people in my class, they don't be talking, but I do. And guess what? I know what I'm doing, and I'm pretty sure I'm helping out someone else, because sometimes I don't want to ask the questions, but I know that I'm not the only one that... Ask your favorite teacher or something to find you the right resources to help you. So if you're not too fond of the teacher that you have for that certain class, find a different teacher that teaches that, finesse your ways around, and figure out someone that knows more than you, even a friend that knows more than you on that topic, and it can definitely help you out. Okay, so number 3, keys to success over stress. How about we prevent stress in the first place? So take challenging courses that are gonna, you know, challenge your brain, help you grow and help you think wider and expand your knowledge and all that, but don't do too much that you're gonna overwhelm yourself. Talk to your guidance counselor, talk to your advisor, talk to someone that took that class or that teaches the class. Get to know the class a little more to make sure that this is your interest, or if you have to take the class, you know, make sure if you can change your teacher or something like that. Figure out who might be best for you, who teaches in a way that would help you, and work around that. I know in college there's a website, Rate My Professors, and it helps you to find the teacher that teaches in a certain way, or like that has higher rating. So if you're in college or if you're like higher level, whatever, definitely use that source. I know people in college, and my siblings are in college, and they tell me that stuff all the time. Definitely get to know about the class you're taking and what you need to take so you can mentally prepare to do well. Sophomore year, I jumped into doing AP Chem. The first day of the class, I was like, poop. Because I didn't take physics my freshman year, I took biology. I didn't have that background knowledge that a lot of the other kids did. I already was at a disadvantage. I know a lot of like AP teachers, they try to get everyone that's not supposed to be in that class out, so they kind of like scare you a little bit, and they're like, yep, we're gonna have to do this, and you're gonna have to do this, and there's tests every day, and you know, all that stuff, just to try to like figure out who's not really like meant to be in the class and stuff like that. So I kind of knew the strategy he was doing, but at the end of the day, I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with that class, and I had another AP class at that time. I had other honors courses and stuff, and I just knew like it was not the time for that. And this was something I really struggled with like a lot. Like I went back and forth in my mind. I kept talking to people like, I really don't know if I want to take this class, but I felt like if I didn't take it, I was failing myself and I was quitting and I wasn't even giving myself a try, you know? At the end of the day, I didn't take the class and I was really happy that I didn't. I definitely need to grow in it a lot, but it wasn't the time for that. And I feel like if I took that class now, I'll be in a better place to be doing that, because I already took chemistry and I already took physics and bio, so I will have like more of a background, like a wider background on it and a better foundation. I didn't think that was right at the time, and I don't regret not taking it. If you really don't feel like at peace with that class, or if you can drop the class and go to a regular class or like an honors course instead of like going all the way to the top, you know, ask others around you, and if they agree with you and if they don't agree with you, like do whatever you feel it is in your heart to do, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be having to study at night, you're gonna be having to take 3 hours every night to study or whatever you need to do to pass that course with a good grade. That was another thing. The teacher was like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to be using at least an hour or two every night. And I was like, I don't have time for that. Like I have other things in my life to do. Like what are you talking about right now? So it wasn't that deep. Acknowledge your feelings and do something about them. So if you realize that you're being stressed, figure out and acknowledge what it is that is making you stressed. Whether it's that you have 3 tests tomorrow and you didn't get to study, whether it's you have a million different thoughts running around in your head and you need to write them down. Whatever it is that's stressing you out, write it down, take a walk, take a run, take a break, drink some water and get a snack, or do whatever you gotta do, because you need to get that stress off of your mind before you start working and really getting focused into your work. If you clear your mind before that, then you're gonna effectively learn. But if you don't do that, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to retain the knowledge, because you're gonna just be like feeling overwhelmed. Don't just suppress those feelings of like anxiety or stress or anything like that, but do something about them. If you need to pray, if you need to give those things to God, whatever you need to do, do it so that you can effectively learn and not be stressed. I'm kind of gonna get into the litty stuff. Some other things that helped me as I went throughout school and figuring out how to deal with school stress. Remember why you're doing it. Take pride in the fact that you're gaining knowledge, which is power. Whatever you're doing, whether it's writing an essay, whether it's answering questions, or doing something you don't like, find the joy in it, find what you like about it, find that article about it that makes you more excited to learn, and whatever that is, you know, like grasp that and try to use that as your motivation factor. Because I know that every essay I write, every question I answer is not always the most interesting thing that I feel like doing right now. At the end of the day, just appreciate the fact that you get to learn today, you get to learn something new that you never knew before that you can teach someone else, and just kind of be grateful for what you have in that moment. It sounds really extra, but when you try to think about it differently than like, bro, I really gotta do these questions right now, I'm not for it, you know, when you change your mindset, it makes it a lot easier to work and focus and study and do whatever you need to do. Another thing is that this doesn't last forever. While you're in school, it feels like, bro, when is this year gonna end? Look, before you know it, you're already gonna be graduating, going to college, graduating college, starting your life. And what you need to do right now is enjoy this moment that you're having. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it at that moment, because years from now, you're not going to be in the same place. Not even years. It could be months from now, you're not going to be in the same place. So definitely just be grateful for the moment you're in and just reflect on that. Yep, because before you know it, you're going to be 3 months and graduating and starting your life and leaving home and... Okay, so the last thing is getting litty, because what we're gonna do is some self-affirmations or affirmation thingies that are cool. You can do this in the mirror, you can practice right now, but do these things in the mirror before bed, before you go to school, or in the bathroom while you're at school if you're having a tough day. Any of those times, you can do this. Something my mom used to tell us when we were kids was, and still tells us, is that can't is a bad word. Don't say that you can't, because you can. You are capable, and these are the things that you need to speak into existence. So I'm gonna say them and you're gonna repeat after me. Ready? Love this. Okay. I am smart. I can read and write well. I can get great grades. I can study and retain the knowledge that I learn. I can test well. I have great work ethic. I am not stressed, but I am productive. I am able to do amazing things. I am able to be whatever I want. I will choose to be great, productive, open, studious today. And you can add to this list as much as you want. You could add more words that you want to be. And as you continue to use these words and say these words to yourself and speak these things into existence, you're gonna eventually believe them. So that's my spiel. So I hope you guys take into consideration these 3 things that I told you. Ready? Use your schedule, plan, and calendar. Study for the dang test. And keys to success over stress. Liddy! Yeah. Watch this video again and again and again. Take some notes and use these things and apply them to your life because it's a good time. If you guys enjoyed this video, comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell button. And I never said, did I say that before? That's so weird. Comment and tell me some of your things that you use to combat school stress, alright? I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And we're Liddy.